I've got a fantastic movie for you to see in theaters here. Have you ever heard of B.J. Novak from The Office? That's right, he wrote some of those, he directed some of those, so he said, I'm going to make a movie. So B.J. Novak wrote and directed and stars in a film that I think is really good. It's called Vengeance.
Yes, it was a girl I hooked up with a few times. Her family thought that we were more serious than I did.
I've heard so much about you.
I've heard, yeah.
His girlfriend? Which girlfriend? Who are you talking about? Written, directed, and starring B.J. Novak, known mostly for his work on The Office, has conjured up a gem of an adventure called Vengeance.
What evidence does he have that it was a murder?
Nothing. And that's the story.
It's a fish out of water comedy, but I want to do something more subtle, especially with America today. It's not all, the obvious things when someone goes to a small town. There's a lot of preconceptions we have about each other that aren't necessarily true or are true, but in funny or surprising ways. So I really wanted to tell the sort of emotional as well as comedic story of getting to know other people against the backdrop of this whole murder mystery.
Abilene just didn't die, she was murdered.
What?
And the two of us are going to avenge her death.
So as like a personal boundary, I don't avenge deaths.
Boyd Holbrook did a great job in this movie too. And when you meet him, it's like everything can be settled with a gun. It's like the Texas way. But we weave our way out of that into some great humor.
Yeah, the contrast, I come from, a blue state, but going there, you meet some of the best people in the world who just see the world completely differently. And to me, those people kind of coming together and figuring it out together, both characters are kind of wrong. And so as they stumble through it together, it really ends up becoming about the emotion and the personal connections, which I think is the problem, not only in sort of the country on a big level, but interpersonally, we're on our phones. We don't connect as much as we should be. So the movie's kind of about connecting too.
The problem isn't that these people aren't smart. The problem is that they are.
How do you take your coffee?
In the mouth?
If you want people to open up to you, you got to act like one of us.
There's an audience out there that maybe they don't go to the movies all the time, but this is a great reason to go see the movie, go to the movies. It's great, man.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I love the idea that that's like in the age of everything being on streaming, that this can be like a summer movie experience. Yeah. It's really, really cool for me.
I mean, just the whole thing, people living on their phones, living in data, all that kind of stuff. It's just a great job, man. Thanks a lot for spending time with us today.
Thank you so much.
Texas has a full murder.
Oh, yeah, and he said Ashton Kutcher was his secret weapon, and he is so good. He's the best he's ever been, and it's a small little role, but an important role. This is one of those movies you think the New Yorkers are making fun of the Texans, but it sort of switches back on you, and it's really a great social kind of statement. Terrific film, Vengeance, in theaters now.